A batch of data coming out of Germany now. We had the German GDP numbers a couple of hours ago. Right now we're getting those Ifo numbers, so this is what has been crossing the wire. The Ifo Business Climate Index has come in at 90.7, slightly higher than the forecast of 90.1 by just a fraction, but at least higher than what we had been expecting going into this. We have the Ifo Current Conditions Index at 90. That is versus a forecast of 87. So again, higher than the forecast here for current conditions. The expectation index also has come in at 91.5. However, this is a disappointment relative to the forecast of 93.5. Worth mentioning as well that there have been a few revisions. The October business climate was revised to 92.5. The September index was also revised as well to 94.7. The expectations index at 94.7. Also saying that the Ifo have said that the German business morale has fallen in November, and that's no real surprise there because obviously the country was in the middle of a lockdown. Though we did have a bunch of data in the last 24 hours. In Germany, we had the PMI numbers come out yesterday indicating that the softness in the data is perhaps not as severe as some had feared going into this second round of lockdown, particularly on the manufacturing side. So with that, I'm happy to bring in Clemens Fuest, the president of the Ifo Institute. And sir, just looking at the numbers today, we did have a better reading when it comes to the overall business climate. However, on a forward-looking basis, the expectations are coming in lower than expectations. Is that because people are still concerned about the outlook over the next couple of months as coronavirus cases continue to pick up on the continent?
That's certainly the case. So there is a lot of uncertainty about how the recovery will continue in the next year, whether it will continue. So a lot of companies are cautious, maybe also because they think they got more orders. There was more business in the last months because some things hadn't been done. Some orders hadn't been served due to the first lockdown. But the question is, will there be more orders coming in and how is this continuing? So there is some uncertainty around. Still, the manufacturing sector is going relatively well, so it could have been worse.
Right, and just to pick up on that, the PMI numbers yesterday showed a big disparity between the strength in the manufacturing side of things in Germany, which was well above that 50 mark and perhaps boosted by some of the demand that's coming through from Asia, even out of the US, and a weakness on the services side. How much do you think the strength in manufacturing is putting a floor under the Ifo numbers today?
It certainly is. We also see a recovery, strong numbers in manufacturing. So it seems that the recovery in this sector is continuing. German manufacturing is very much linked to manufacturing in other European countries and, of course, in Asia and in the US. And in all of these countries, manufacturing is a lot less affected now than it was during the first wave of the pandemic. And that does stabilize the economy in this critical moment.